Hi dear ones, this is Celeste with another Pico card reading. This time we are going to look into our decision making and how can we improve on it. I have also made another video about how do we make decisions and if there is really no choice. So I invite you to also find that in the description box. If you are new to Pico card readings, I will explain how this works. It is a general reading but with a personal touch because you will get to choose between these four piles. Because it is a general reading, not everything will apply in the same way, so you will need to pick and choose how you understand the message and what is useful for you. Remember, you always have free will, even about your understanding or about your thoughts. You can always choose what you need in your life and how to apply things in your benefit. Also, remember that this is a collaboration between what I can transmit and what you will absorb and integrate, and the actual message will come after the integration and will be given by your soul, your spirit and guides. After you have chosen the pile you are most attracted to, you can go into the description box and you will find timestamps so you can jump straight to your reading. In order to choose your pile, take a moment, come back to yourself, take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths. Calm your energy. And then find the pile that is calling to you. Which is most attractive. And we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3 and pile 4. And for pile 1 we have a citrine point. For pile 2 we have this beautiful moonstone. For pile 3 we have this selenite pillar. And for pile 4 we have these beautiful garden stones. Take your time and choose your pile. The structure of the reading is as follows. We have the main tarot card, which will answer the question, how can you improve your decision making? Then we have additional oracle cards, which will bring new aspects to the surface. Then we have another 3 questions. First, how can you apply the message? Then, in which areas of your life you can start applying this message, and what you will heal or welcome in your life if you start applying the message. If you have chosen pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's see how can you improve your decision making. First, let me connect with this energy group and see what I can read from there. I can see a knot of energies. If you can imagine a lot of light filaments of different colors, different thickness, all gathered up into a thick knot, but also the filaments are moving. The other the rest of their length. And some of them are suffocating other filaments. So it's not a harmonious connection. It is like a chaotic connection because most of the filaments are bound together, coiled up, knotted in a chaotic way. And it's just not a harmonious way of working. They are not working together in this way. They are trying to control each other or convince each other of their worth. And some of them are suffocating others. What I understand from here is that you are bound in how you make your decisions. That means that there are multiple aspects inside of you that do not go along, that may argue, that may try to control one another. And this keeps you in a limited way of seeing options or decisions or choices. This is limiting your options, but also the methods in which you decide. I'm also feeling that the energies are not all yours. So some of the things are yours, like your ideas, your feelings, and so on, but others come from other people. And you constantly try to include them in some way, but they are fighting. They are not working together. And some of them are really limiting. So let's see. And we have the card with the answer, death, along with gathering aid and the know-it-all. Let's just listen to the card right now. I am constantly trying to make new choices, but I can only see the old ones. And I dig deeper. I always dig deeper to find some new ways, maybe that I have forgotten. But I can only find ways that are not suitable for the situation. And I can always find things that others have done, that others have shown me. But I am not as good at finding choices that I have made from my own experience. It's like my own experience is hidden in some mixed way. I cannot make sense of it. And I am constantly trying to fit and to find a way that others might approve what I choose. And I am trying to mix their energies with mine. So now I can understand that the knot of energies that I saw was about mixed thinking, ideas, energies that you gather from other people and that you try to fit or mix with yours. And this is not working as useful as you would like it to work. And that you are going mostly in the past to understand your choices, and that you base yourself of what you already know, because that's what's in the past in our current experiences. And that you have the desire to find new things, but you're not looking in the right direction or the right places. You're still behaving or looking in those places where you cannot find new directions or new ideas. I can also feel that some of you may also be a bit afraid of making choices that get you out of this comfort zone of the past, that bring you into a new territory that you do not know yet, and that may pose risks for you, that may pose so many risks that you do not know. So in order to improve here, you need to take a look at the patterns you are playing. And because you will desire to bring new options, to bring new ideas with which to make decisions, then you need to let go of the old ways. And you need to find out what are the useful things from the past and what you can take from the past, because there are things to learn there. What I feel is that you have been looking in the past, but you didn't take the wisdom, the lessons, and all that is true and useful from the past situations in your life. You have been looking in the past, but only to find a way to understand your decisions, maybe your causes, the causes of your effects. You have seen some of the wisdom there, but you're still not applying it. You're still looking for something else, and you're still looking in those places where that something else does not exist yet. You need to let go of all of this search, because you are searching in the wrong places to make new decisions. So you are basing yourself on old paradigms, on old programming, and you cannot make decisions that are new, that are useful from this point of view. And this attracts me here so much, because it is like a mask of a human, the skin of a human. And it says that you need to let go of your current skin, and that means the way you think on the surface, what you think you are, your identity. Because you may be connected to the choices that you make. You may think that those choices are part of you and that they made you who you are. Like, for example, the choice to go into a certain direction with your career. Some people may feel really connected with their career, and they may feel they are their career, and without that choice, they do not know who they are. So you may look into the past because you feel that those choices define you, and that those choices are the best that you can make. But you can make better decisions if you use the wisdom of the past to go into the future. You need to learn more from the choices that you've made and apply that wisdom to the current choices. And also let go of the things that are no longer useful for you. And I feel there are a lot of things to let go of, that you are really attached to those types of thinking and of making decisions. Here, it is the need of a clear up, of a clean slate, of making inventory of what and how the methods that you've used in the past to make decisions, to get to the conclusions that you need to get, to learn from your past decisions, and to move on, to find new methods to employ in your decisions, and to enlarge your view and enlarge the options that you see, enlarge the information that you can process. what I feel from here, and also from this card, the know-it-all. We see a man with his ears covered. He has his fingers in his ears. He doesn't want to listen to new things. And this is representative of what I have been saying. Some of you have this type of position, and some of you less, some of you more, of course, where you do not bring in new ideas, and you may not hear the opposing views, because when we always go into the past to look for our methods to make a decision and our data, we do not look at the present, the data we have now, and we do not look for other information that might be contrary to what we know. So the know-it-all thinks it knows all, that there is nothing new, or that the things that are new come in the same way, like the old ones. It is really hard to teach someone that thinks that it knows all, that it knows everything. This type of person is unteachable. It cannot listen to new perspectives or see new perspectives and see new options. It makes its decisions based only on what it previously knows, on what it thinks it knows, and it is almost sometimes like a religion. It believes so much that this is the way to go forward, that this is the way to make the best decisions, and that this is a stable way and a helpful way. But this card, Death, she is urging us to change this type of position. To understand that when we think we know everything, we are in this position here, where everything is known in the past, everything seems to be dead, because there is no new life. And we are like in this dead position, trying to find new things. And like I said, we cannot find new things if we're thinking in this way. So to improve your decision making, you need to get out of the paradigm that you actually know everything, or that you actually have a good impression on the data that you have. You may need to look in the opposing views and to really consider them. You may need to accept the fact that some things are not known, that some things may not be known right now or in the future, and that we need to take a risk on what we don't know. But that risk also needs to be real, or at least be a risk that we can see in a way and understand and use our intuition and use our common sense. Also, this is another thing, to learn what common sense is, because common sense is based usually on how nature works, and death is part of nature. But we may not accept this. We may not accept that some things, even if we know them so well, may not work in certain situations. And that we may have to look for options and answers in other ways. in new ways that we cannot yet see, and we may need to trust the unknown. We may need to trust those things that we do not yet understand. And this is hard. I mean, this is really hard for some people, and it's okay. I mean, you don't need to punish yourself because it's hard. It's not an easy transition. This is an important transition. This is an important change in the way you take decisions. As you need to also develop a harmonious way to put together data and information from other people. Now I get back to the vision I had with the knot of energies in the beginning, because that needs to work in a harmonious way. If you constantly fight with the data, with the reality that comes towards you, with what is real and close to you, what is present and now, and you also beat yourself up to ignore consequences, or ignore what you don't understand, or ignore what is not seen, then you get yourself in difficult situations. In situations where you may take some choices that prove not to help you in time. This is also about time. As this is also inevitable. So for you, Pile 1, this change in the way you take decisions is inevitable. It will happen. You can work with it, or it can just take you by surprise at one moment, but it will happen, and it will help you get out of this place where everything is dead and nothing new happens and no new options happens. This is also the no choice zone. This also feels about the no choice zone. If you would like to understand more about this dynamic, when we think we have no choice, I have made a video about it, and I will put it in the description box. So, we may think we have no choice here, because it's so inevitable. And we may need to accept those things that are inevitable. Because when we think we have no choice, we actually ignore the unknown. We ignore those things that are unseen, and we think we know that choice that we have is the only one. We actually think we know that one choice that we have is the best one. But it may not be. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And generalizing, thinking that all options that we can see now are well-based and are beneficial, takes us into this dead zone where we do not actually think as much. We just take what is there. So death is also telling you to get back to what's real, because death also teaches us about reality, about what's important, what's real, what's essential, and what's eternal, what has no price. But when we think we know it all, or when we base ourselves on the past, when we make decisions and options, we think some things have cost, when they actually have no cost. They are so precious. So when we know things, we usually go over this incredible consciousness of death, and we say to death, hey, I know it all. I know what you're doing, I know what you are, and I know what's gonna happen to me. The thing is, most of the times in any choice there are risks and there are things we do not know. And when we accept that, when we accept what we do not know, when we accept nature, when we accept the wildness, the risks, when we accept reality of cycles and death, when we accept what is there as reality, we will have better choices available. And we will also be calmer with our choices, even if they are hard, even if they are costly. We will have a peace with us, a peace that death will bring, because death will bring you death to that no choice. It will show you that even in the depths of despair, there is a light. Even in the underworld, there are doors that can take you somewhere else. But you need to think out of the box. You need to listen. You need to go and search them, but not in the usual places. Like I said before, it is time to look in other places for other options, to open up to new things, to things that you don't know yet, and to get that wisdom out of the past into the present by living it, and find a way to cope with the future that you do not know, to accept that future that you do not know, to understand that this transition, death, is not final, it is a transition, and it will take you somewhere only if you let it. This is also about letting go of control, of understanding that we cannot control all of our choices. We can take the best choice that we have available, but we really cannot control all of our choices or nature or the cycles of life. We can be at peace with them and work with them and find how we can be in harmony with them. And this will bring us other options, because when you think you have no other options, you are hiding yourself in this know-it-all. You think you know what that option is, but there are always hidden options. So this is also an improvement that is suggested for you, to understand there are always hidden options even in the depths of despair. If you just start open up to trust life, to trust the cycles, to trust nature, to trust this process of transition and sometimes destruction, to understand that not everything is, these cycles are not against you, that they work for you, and that you can use them in your benefit. And we see here gathering aid. The person who knows it all usually doesn't go for aid, doesn't ask for aid. So here we are also seeing that opening up to new options means also opening up to aid. Crediting the people that help you, crediting the people that know more than you, crediting other opinions that may be contrary to yours, understanding that all of them have value and that you may not see their value right now. You may really not know it all. And this will help you a lot in your decision making, as this will improve the options that you see, and it will open you up to be supported by other people and to understand other points of view, to bring new ideas, to bring new knowledge inside yourself, And this transition, probably some of you are already really deep in this transition and you are finding out how to work with this. And that knot of energies that I saw, when you will find and open up to the messages here, you will start organizing those ideas in yourself to be and to work in a harmonious way. And you will start to understand that people that have opinions or ideas that seem in opposition to yours may be brought together in a really harmonious way, in a way that they can actually help you. Let's see other two cards. So we have Light in the Unexpected and Welcome the Divine Masculine. Light in the unexpected. So even in these depths of death and decay and destruction, there is a light in your eyes, and you will be able to see it if you can get out of what you think you see, of what you think you know, of the usual ways you see life. And you also open to the Divine Masculine, to actually taking action on those options that you see, to be bold, to take risks, to understand the risks, to understand those risks that are beneficial and the others that are not beneficial. And you will understand how the energies work, the knot of energies that make up who you are. And this Divine Masculine, by applying this, you will start learning how to apply decision, how to apply choice in your life that is productive. So in order to increase or amplify the beneficial decision making, you need to invite the Divine Masculine, and you need to heal your Divine Masculine energy, because most of us have a distorted masculine energy inside of us, and this distorted energy works against us usually. Is based on conflict, on abuse, on coercion and manipulation. It desires to manipulate the darkness or manipulate the feminine. It desires to conquer. It desires to own. And it doesn't appreciate what is unknown or unexpected. But the healed Divine Masculine, appreciates enormously, appreciates the feminine and the unexpected, lets himself be guided by intuition, by the things that he cannot see, accepts there are things that he cannot see, accepts there are things that he cannot control, and instead of controlling, maybe it's better to go along and understand, accept, and let yourself be guided by those things you don't know, and let them be brought into the light of your eyes, and with the light of the masculine, shine your light onto this in these dark places, onto death. And even if you think you cannot see straight, that is okay. These places are not what you would think or what you would make them. They are part of reality, and they are as they are. And with your acceptance, you can move on and move over, and also be served by the dark, by the unexpected, by the things you do not see. if you just have some trust that all of these things will be revealed in the time that you need, in the time that will be beneficial for you. So this is really a powerful energy here and a powerful change that will help you see the options that you do not see now, and also use the wisdom of the past and be able to get out of the box and get out of the no choice zone. Now let's answer the other 3 questions. And we have, what can you do to apply this message and the improvement in what areas of life, and what you will heal by applying this message. And we have ascension. Ascension is about the mind and how the mind can reach to the higher aspects of soul and divinity. And this is done also by accepting the cycles of life, by accepting the unexpected, the things you don't know, by accepting the mysteries, by trusting them. Through ascension, the mind begins to trust the darkness, to trust death, to trust all of the mystery of life instead of controlling. So this is how you can start applying this, and how you can start exploring this change in your decision making. Because when your mind starts ascending and accepting and trusting the mysteries, then you will find that new options will appear for you, and it may feel like magic. It may feel like someone else or something else is helping you, because this aid you need to accept is also the aid of the unseen, the aid of divinity. Because sometimes we do not need to take all of the decisions. We do not know, we do not have all of the data, we do not think we can do anything about it. There are situations in which we really think we cannot make a decision, since we do not have so much control on making decisions in that situations. So in that particular situation, we need to trust, and we need to let soul and spirit make the choices and the decisions for us, and change and ask what we need. And this is part of ascension. Okay, now we see the areas of life where we can best apply this. And we have Cancer, Immerse, and the 11th house of community. So you can best apply this you can start to apply this in the decision making that is concerning life with other people, relationships with other people, your role in community, the way you integrate, and what's your face, what's your identity in the community, the decisions you make regarding how you interact within your community with other people, and the decisions you make about your spiritual side, and how you understand this part of you, and how you connect with this part of you. Simply starting to apply these ideas in these areas will start to accelerate your ascension process, and will start to destroy all of those programs that no longer serve you. And this may be really painful at some moment, and you may need to ask for help to other people, maybe to a mentor, maybe to other people who can guide you, or to spirit and soul, to reach out. Reaching out to the divine is what starts this ascension program. And reaching out to the divine starts changing inside of you, and starts to amplify more and more the ascension. So let's see the last card, and we have Oracle with wisdom. And this is what you will heal and welcome if you apply the messages. And you will welcome wisdom. Because, like I said, you need to take the wisdom from the past. It will guide you into the future, but you need to not let it be the only thing that guides you. So by doing and implementing the messages, you start to amplify the ascension, and you get to more wisdom. And because you will find more wisdom, this wisdom will guide your future decisions. You will see things in another way. You will gather new perspectives. You will understand life in another way. And you will start applying wisdom, and this will bring a lot of change into your life. So these are all of the messages for you. May you find the courage to accept what is hard to change, what you cannot control, what you cannot apply your will to. May you have the courage to get out of the box, to listen, to search for aid, to reach for the divine, to have trust in the unexpected. If you liked this video, consider pressing the like button. I invite you to also subscribe and click the notification bell. I hope to see you next time. Bye! If you chose pile 2 and the moonstone, then this is your reading. So let's see how you can improve on your decision making. And we have 7 of Cups with entanglement and containers. Let's see what we get from reading the energies and the cards. I'm seeing a person who is torn between two sides. At his right, he is seeing people having fun, drinking, dancing together. And in his left, he sees suffering, people sitting apart, people hating each other or not helping each other, people in such difficult challenges. And he's looking either at the right side, either at the left side. And this person is in such conundrum. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand why the two exist and how exactly can he or she feel okay in this type of world. And also, he doesn't understand what to choose. He doesn't feel attracted to either places, to either the left or the right side. And he sometimes goes into the left or into the right, and he fluctuates, and he's trying to understand and put order in what he sees or she feels. So let's see what the card is saying to me. I'm tired of all of these choices. I'm seeing so many, but none of them seem to satisfy me. Where is my choice? Where is that choice that I would really wish to make? How come I do not find it? I am tired of so many choices that do not fit. I feel that they are falling from the sky even. That everyone has an opinion about what choice should I make, and that everyone has an idea or a vision for the future, and I do not feel that I have the same. I cannot find people with the same vision, and I feel that I am wandering in search of that option, and I cannot find it. I'm so lost in the world. I feel lost in the ideas of the other people, and I feel that I cannot find my place, and overwhelmed with so many ideas, options, things that seem attractive, but things that seem not attractive, but I am attracted to those options. I am confused. I am really confused in this. So what I am getting from here is that some of you may see the choices, but you do not actually discern. So you need the practice of discernment. You need to understand which choice is suitable for you, and you need to go deep within for this, and also in your exterior to find data that you need to make a decision, because I feel that some of you are trapped by these emotions that you feel about these choices that you see, like that person in the vision who was looking for something but not what the right or the left. He was looking for something else, but he couldn't find there. And he was mesmerized by those things, so mesmerized by them that he couldn't see that he could create some other options, that he could access some other options. And also the other people were overwhelming. Also the one who were happy, also the one who were suffering. There is a lot of overwhelming energy here, which influences your choices. So for this energy to back off, you need to detach from it. You need to start detaching from the choices that you see, and this is really hard. This is really hard because the choices that you see make everything seem so real, but some of the choices are not. Some of the choices that you see are not real. There are either tricks, either illusions, either temptations, things that you think are okay, but are actually in their core empty. Like these cups. Some of them are empty, but you may think they are full. Yeah? You may think they are full, and you may go towards them and try to find that option. But this also confuses some of you. Yes, because you are trying to experiment all of the choices available and see if one of them will match you. But actually the choices that you see are not gonna satisfy you. And this is hard to accept. This is hard to accept, that you may need a process in which to stay and not choose anything, and not go and experiment so many things that you do not actually need, because in your core self you know that the choices that you can see right now are not the choices that you want to follow. So your decision making will be improved by accepting that right now you may not have a choice to make, that you may need to go through a process of letting go of all of the things that you see, and of letting go of your emotions, everything that is attached to those choices. And you may also need to let go of people, of communities, or of groups of people who no longer are in alignment with you. And this is a deep process of finding a new choice, of finding a new way. For you, this is kind of like a rite of passage when you go from being overwhelmed by all of the choices that you see to a state where you are clear of all of the choices that you see, and you are empty. You are becoming empty of all of the choices and all of the emotions that overwhelm you and all of the things that distract you, in order for something new to appear in that nothingness, in that void. And the improvement comes when you start making this process and when new choices appear. Because right now what you see is not what you will get, and you will know, you know this, some of you know this profoundly. And this causes a lot of frustration, a lot of opposition and conflict inside of you, and a lot of overwhelm. You do not want to compromise yourself, so you need new choices. And you cannot make the choices based on the data that you now have. This is also a process of getting to know a lot more than you know right now. And this will bring to you other options. When we improve our decision making, firstly we start accepting and having more courage into the risks that we take, more trust in us, more openness to what is available out there. And this process of improvement for you is opening up to what's out there, leaving all of the distractions away behind you, and finding the new cups, and realizing that you know more than you let yourself believe. Because some of you are really intuitive, and you know more about the choices offered than you are led yourself to believe. You somehow lie to yourselves sometimes that you don't actually know, and you need to go ahead and try them. And when you try that choice, you may find out that it is exactly what you actually thought about it. It's not less, not more. You already knew what this choice will bring you. So you do not actually need to experiment as much with the choices that you see. And trust more in your intuition. Trust more in that process, which opens you up to new ideas and to new choices. You may, of course, need to analyze better some of the choices that you have, some of the choices that you are attracted towards, in order to understand that you need to let them go. And this is part of the process. This is why it is so confusing, because some of the choices you know and you need to let go without experiencing. Some of the choices you need to experiment in order to let go and to reach that process. Also, know that your intuition will guide you through this whole process. And even if you feel alone in it, like the person we saw in the vision, even if you think you're walking alone, it is because you need to make these decisions alone. Some of you need to learn how to make decisions on your own. And this is a process in which you will learn this. You will start learning to make decisions on your own. And this will be a big, big improvement in your life. And there are so many things that you do not see right now. But you need to know that you will see them at the right moment. I am also feeling a rush to make a decision or to take something, to experiment something instead of sitting in that void. And this is a distraction. But even if you choose to go towards the distraction, don't be guilty about it. It will help you if you keep your cool, if you understand what you're doing. This will guide you and will keep you away from getting lost in all of this. So you also need more lucidity and more practicality, because some of you may get lost in this process. So to cultivate this, try to connect with reality, with something that is real. For example, take an object that is real, that, for example, a crystal, that would be easy. And when you feel lost in your way, touch the crystal. Understand that it's solid, that it's real, and get back to what's real and simple, and go from there. Get yourself back to what grounds you, to what helps you feel okay with yourself, and accept that space, accept that void, and that you are not rushed to take a decision or a choice right now. And give time. All of you need to give more time into the decision-making process. And not jump on what's pretty and what's nice. To get out of these temptations, and the easiest way is to restrain yourself from jumping to the easiest path or the glitter, the golden path, or the promised path. To restrain yourself from taking action until that action is clear for you. And we have entanglement and containers. Now we have seen that person in the vision trying to make trying to understand life and its entanglements, trying to understand where to go, to the left, to the right, trying to understand how to connect with the people from the right, with the people from the left, seeing things in such a dualistic way. So what will help you into your decision making is also to understand that everything is connected in a way that we may not understand. And even if you make a choice now that will be a wrong choice, in the future that may take you to a place to make a better decision. So respecting these things that we do not know in our process, will also help you in your decision making. And we have here so many containers, and here so many cups, because our choices are so many. There are infinite choices that we can make, not just one, not just 7, not just 8. And we make choices every single day. This what I'm getting from this is that you need to get out of the guilt of making choices, to get out of the punishment that you may apply to yourself for making that choice or the other choice, and to understand that the causes of the effects that we make are entangled in all of the choices that we make, that it is so complex that we may never get to the bottom of it. There may never be actually a bottom to get to. So if you are trying to search for causes, you are going to find one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And it's infinite. And it's all connected. So looking for the guilty one, or for a choice that you can blame, is also not useful in your decision making. Now, looking for causes is sometimes useful. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but blaming strictly everything on a choice, putting so much pressure on you, that doesn't help, because you will make another choice. You will make other choices in your life. This will not be the choice that will break you. So another improvement for you will be not to put so much pressure on a single choice, that you will make other choices that will be better than this one. So you do not have to punish yourself right now if you've made a mistake, or if you've took an empty cup that looked really nice. But you can instead learn from it. Learn to trust your intuition more, and learn to accept all of the infinite ways in which you can express, and not to get overwhelmed by them, because there are so many choices that we can get entangled and overwhelmed. It is in our task to get organized, and this is how our practical ways, our simple ways, help us. This is why for you it will be also helpful to organize yourself, to organize maybe the important choices, to gather data, to do all of the due diligence, to find out. And instead of believing, instead of just wishing, to actually do this organizing, because this will get you closer to the earth, to reality. It will stabilize you, and the choices, the options will not be so overwhelming, will not appear to confuse you so much if you organize yourself. Let's bring another 2 cards. And we have sickle and laborer. And we can see here in her back that she has gathered something. Here we have wheat, but here we have some branches which are empty of leaves, of anything. So I can see that some of you are really working hard to make the best decision, to gather things, to organize, but you're still not making you do not feel that you're making the best decision. Even so, you feel that you're missing something and that you need to work so much in order to understand what you need to do. And it is because of this confusion. And that organization may be also based on the overwhelming of emotions, instead of being based of really simple things to do. You will also harvest what you plant, what you work for. So the options you will see are what you gather from what you work. So in order to improve, you need to understand how you work, how you make the decisions that you make right now, and how you use the wisdom that you get out of these decisions. And I'm really feeling tired right now looking at this card. I'm barely speaking, and she feels okay with what she gathered, but it's not enough. The same like here, we have so many options, but it's not enough. And we have gathered so much, but it's still not enough. And we get overwhelmed and confused because we may not know which direction to take right now, which is best. And this is a bit too much. I mean, this type of thinking, of going and exploring, I have talked about the search, the intense search, but sometimes the search is extremely overwhelming. It can be tiring, so tiring, because it's like when you're in a shop with so many clothes and you want to get the best shirt that you can buy, and you want it to be beautiful, and you want it to be the appropriate price, and so on. And you start and you try every single clothing out there, even if it's not a shirt, because maybe it will go with the shirt that you want to buy. So you start and you make so much effort. Yes, you gather a lot of information, but most of it doesn't mean anything. It's useless. Most of it is useless. This is because you are afraid to make a choice, and you try to gather everything, and sometimes it is not needed. Now there are many shirts that will fit you just nicely, and you can size the shop and see the style and understand if that style will suit you or not. Like I said in the beginning with the intuition, you already know what some of the options will bring you, but you're still searching. Like this person in the shop, she will know if a certain shop may have what they need, but they will still search for it. Maybe it is here. Maybe it is here. And this is really not helpful. You do not need to gather all of the data. You do not need to try everything. You do not beat yourself up with the right decision and basing this right decision on gathering everything, all of the data, even if it's not useful. So this practicality that I have talked about, this will help you become more grounded and have more trust in your own intuition. You will know in which shop to go and exactly what color to look for or what style. You already know this. You don't have to look so much. There is also an illusion here of not knowing what's best for you. I am telling you, inside of you, in your core self, You know what is best for you. You do not need to get lost in the opinions of other people or in the options. So you actually need to be in that void that I talked about. Think about the person that I described in the vision. She doesn't want to live neither in the world that is exposed at the left side, neither on the right side. She desires other options. So just like in the shop, you go to a store, you see the style, you don't like it, you move on. You don't sit there searching and trying anything on to really see if that really fits you. You accept you don't have any options there. This is the main thing you need to accept here. That there are a lot of options that will not suit you and that you know about it. And you can stop searching and you can stop having so much fear that your intuition is not correct. Yes, you may be wrong in your intuition, but there is a slight chance that that will be so. And you can take that risk instead of being so afraid and searching all over the place and having so much effort, doing so much to get to an action. Okay, now we will answer the 3 questions that we have. How can we apply this? In what area is best applied and what you will heal by applying this? And let's see, trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. So as I said with the shop, you may think that there's something there for you, but you feel it is not. You may see through those tricks, to the style, through the surface, and you may know that those shirts in that shop, it's just not for you. And you may also recognize the tricksters, the people or the groups of people which show you or try to tell you what to do or try to show you some options in a really good light and try to convince you of them, that they are well for you, good for you, that they will benefit you, and try to weave a story in which to trap you and attract you to buy. Now we know that there are many methods in order to attract someone to buy things. And this is not just about things, it's about beliefs. You can be attracted to buy tricky beliefs who are not true, who are a lie, or who are just useless for you. You can also buy thoughts, you can also buy concepts, you can also buy really important ways of behavior or decision making. You can also buy decision making from others when you ask them to take decisions in your place, or when you let some other people take decisions from you, for you, even if you do not actually trust them fully. So you do not need to try so many things and be attracted to so many glitter things, because you can smell them. you can understand which of the choice is a good option for you. So how can you apply this? First, you need to withdraw the trust from the exterior, from other people, from what is shown to you, from the illusionary choices, and get that trust back to your intuition. Because if you get the trust that you apply and you freely give to the tricksters, then you will have that trust in yourself and in your intuition, and this will start to help you in your decision making, and it will help you a lot, because you will not be so tired, and you will not search in vain, and you will stop feeling so lost. Now let's see the areas where to apply this. So we have authority and dignified. So the areas in which to start to apply this are in your relationship to authority. So people you may actually trust to have authority may actually not have quality advice for you, or quality data, or real data. They may employ all sorts of methods to make themselves appear as an authority, but they may not be so. So people, institutions, or even your beliefs, your behavior, your programming, you have invested them with authority, and you need to withdraw. You need to withdraw your trust from all of these places, and you need to give yourself a lot more trust, to trust your intuition, to trust your senses, to trust that you know what's best for you. And we have here dignified, because this will bring you dignity. This will help you feel strength. This will give you power. It will empower you to make better decisions for yourself. It will help you become that person that you will admire. It will help you be dignified in situations when you think there is no other choice, or there are very few choices, or that you made the wrong choice. You will know how to get yourself out of those situations. And when you withdraw this authority, you also withdraw the accord for someone else, for some other authority to make a decision for you. You will start to be dignified and start making decisions for yourself. And this again, it's a big improvement. Now let's see what you will heal, and we see changes. So by integrating this message and applying it, you will be able to make great changes in your life. Because you will start to be dignified. You will start to understand which of the choices are best for you. You will start to apply. You will start to get to be more responsible. You will withdraw trust from the places that do not serve you. And so you will start making and seeing beneficial changes in your life. Because what I feel here is that some of you have not seen real change in your life for a long time. That you've made so many choices, but you've ended up into the same things, repeating repeating instead of making change. So by applying this, you will start making real change. So these are all of the messages for you. May you open up to change, to recognizing which of the options are good for you. May you have so much trust in yourself and in your intuition, in your senses, that you will bring the beneficial changes that you need in your life. So if you like this video, I invite you to click the like button, to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, to click the notification bell, and I hope I see you next time. Bye! If you chose pile 3 and the Selenite crystal, then this is your reading. Let's see how you can improve your decision making. And we have 3 of Wands. And then we have there and now, here and now, here and now. And chop wood. Chop wood. Okay, let's see what we can read from the energy of this pile. I just feel a headache from the energy of this pile and a really strong pressure on my head and the whirlwind, a storm, and I see a storm above my head that's continuously moving, but I actually like it. It's like it's something special, like it's something that's different about me, because I have this storm above my head, even if it's so much pressure and it's a headache. I'm actually fond of the storm. I'm actually fond of the headache and all of the consequences that I feel from it. I'm feeling confident about this storm. I'm feeling confident about what's happening, even though I can see so many consequences that may be harmful for me. I'm still holding on, and I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. And I feel an amplified pressure, and I still feel that I'm okay. I'm making myself think I'm okay. I'm pressuring myself to think that I'm special or different, or that this is serving me for something, even if I don't know what it is. And I am just sitting with the storm, and I'm actually somehow ignoring it. I know it's there. I can see it's there. I can feel the consequences, but I am still ignoring it. And I am ignoring it with the way I am thinking, because I think I'm okay. Yep. So let's get back to the card, and now we're gonna listen to the card. Now the vision has been really revealing about the cards, but the cards will also tell us more. I'm flying away with so many butterflies. This is so beautiful. Look at how many colors. Everything is in color. Everything is so beautiful, and I'm so caught up. I'm feeling like in a psychedelic trance. I'm feeling so amazed by what's happening. In ecstasy almost. I'm feeling pleasure. I'm looking at the world, and I'm feeling so good in it, and I feel I can see my vision start from what I'm seeing, I am concentrated on my vision, only on my vision, and only about what's good of what I am seeing, and the butterflies. Oof, they are so, so beautiful. So about everything that I'm getting from this pile and this card, the vision and what the card is saying, it's about an illusionary vision on life, that everything is so beautiful and everything is so amazing, even if I am directly affected in a harmful way by what's happening. I am holding on to a vision. I am holding on to what I can see. I am holding on, and I am so absorbed with my head into that vision that I am ignoring what's happening to me. So not necessarily to other people, but to me. I'm so infatuated with the vision, and I am so concentrated on it. I truly think that I'm gonna make it happen by contracting my vision and only seeing that which is good and beautiful, and only seeing what helps me rather than hinders me. And this feels so good. This is an amazing state to be in, but it is also a state where I am not aware of the harmful things that are happening to me right now. This is why we are getting this card here and now, because this vision is not real. Even if it is important, my vision of what I want the world to be, it is important. But if I am so absorbed in it, I will not be here and now. I will be somewhere else. And that pleasure of being in that vision will keep me from actually protecting myself here and now, for actually taking real action or real decisions. I'm also feeling that some of you are not taking decisions based on reality or based on what is happening around you here and now, but mostly on what you think is in your imagination. And the quest to see the good in the world, that is beneficial, of course, but this is also about blind optimism, about being blinded by the good vision, by what is nice, by what is beautiful, by what is ecstatic, by being in a state of trance, like I've spoken, but not exactly because of what's happening in your reality or what's happening in your body, but what you think it's happening and the vision that you are concentrating on. This type of behavior is actually a protective behavior. This is a protective behavior because it protects you of the harmful things that may affect you in the time here and now. But it can also be really costly if you keep doing this. So for some of you, this is normal behavior that influences the way you decide things. Now I have expressed it in a really intense way, so it can be really obvious, but you will not experience it in this intense way all of the time. Sometimes you may not even realize that this is what you're doing. So this blind optimism covers up the real action that you may take to protect yourself, to help yourself in the moment, to bring yourself into making the correct decisions and the correct action for the current moment. Because sometimes some of you are living into the future, into this vision, instead of living here and now. And this disconnects you from the opportunities that exist here and now. This brings you into another world altogether. And if you desire to bring that here and now, then you need to take real action, and you need to understand reality, or what's happening here and now. And to improve your decision, you need to bring a bit down, to tone down the optimism. And this doesn't mean you should feel miserable. No, no, because this is something some of you may fear, that if you get off the high optimism that you have, life will feel miserable, colorless. Life will feel so bad that you can't even take it. And this is another idea, that you may not have yet the ability to withstand hard decisions, and this is also a protection from taking those decisions. So you are asked to learn how to take hard decisions and how to see what's real here and now, to get back to being in balance with what's happening in all of the aspects, all of the areas of your life. And this will help you, this will actually benefit you, because you will avoid, or you will know what to do in those difficult moments. You will learn how to take those hard actions, those difficult actions or choices, and you will accept to take more risk in your life, because this vision, this optimism also may keep some of you from taking risk and always looking for the easy way out, or the free stuff, the low-cost options and choices, and those that keep you in this state, because this is comfortable. You are also asked to see around you, to not look so much into the future. Looking into the future is beneficial, but if we do this in an extreme way, in an obsessive way almost, then we do not live here and now, and we cannot take beneficial decisions for us. So some of you may exaggerate in looking into the future all of the time, in looking in long term, but many decisions that we make do not necessitate this type of looking into the future, this thing. It's not always necessary. Many things that we need to decide upon are here and now. All of the things that we need to decide upon are actually here and now. And of course, foresight is really useful, but in an exaggerated way, it disconnects us from the present moment. And the present moment is when we can create, is when we can do change in our life and stimulate creation. Because I feel that some of you have started to learn how to create things in your life and have more confidence and optimism, and that's really good. That's really beneficial, but you also need to know how to implement this so it will be actually useful and working. Yeah, working, because I feel that you haven't received that those results that you were looking for yet, because the results are also here and now. So if you're looking into the future, taking up that vision so seriously, you're not seeing what you're receiving either. So this hinders your decision making quite a lot. If you think at my initial vision, that person who didn't want to acknowledge that the storm was harming the person, they just wanted to go on, thinking they would handle it. And sometimes we handle it, but sometimes we don't. And in order to handle it, we need to see it. We need to understand how it is harming us. We need to take those glasses off and see the real colors of life, and accept life as it is, and accept that here and now is where we can create, is where we can implement our vision. And we need to take decisions here and now most of the time, even if we think about the future. Let's see, we also have chop wood. And chop wood is telling us to get back to what's easy, to what's the basic stuff. But it is not the easy way out, like I have explained here. It is the practical things that you can do. And in order to do these things, you need to get out of this extreme vision of optimism and see reality, because otherwise you will not know what and how to chop wood, how to do those practical tiny things, tiny decisions that will take you to your vision. Because these grand visions get implemented with tiny steps. You need to chop wood. You need to get back to those tiny steps. And this may be difficult for some of you because you are attached to this state, because it's pleasurable. It's so it's amazing to stay here, but it's not useful for a long time. It becomes detrimental if we exaggerate with this. The person that has that storm above their heads needs to deal with the pressure, the headache, all of these harmful reactions, and all of the things that happen in the body, because the body is here and now. So you also need to take care of your body and to take care of how you are reacting to life, to what's happening, in order to take decisions. Because by staying in this optimism or bright vision, you are not in contact with your body anymore and with your senses. So you may not take the best decisions in this state. Let's bring the other two cards. And we have distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. And transitions, you may have all the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. So distorted desires. This is what I was speaking about, and we see here with other words. Our distorted desires create this state in which we can no longer understand the options that are beneficial for us. And it says here that desires that we may have, we will rarely satisfy that deep need that we have inside of us. And this is also a conflict between what you actually want, and you are conscious about that want, and what you actually need. So you want that vision to be true, but what you need is to get back to the real stuff, to the tiny steps, and to see the harmful effects and to see what's going on, what is really going on here. Because this distorted desire will just keep you away from real choices that will be so much more beneficial than the ones you are taking now. Now, I know that some of you may think that with this optimism and with this focus on my vision, I will create it. But the thing is, we need to have a collaboration between what we create in our inner worlds, what we envision, and experience and reality. Otherwise, we just stay there in the visions, in the inner worlds, and our vision will not be brought into reality. We need to make that connection. And in order to make that connection, we need to get away of the blind optimism, of the distorted desires of wants and needs, and understand that we may be in a transition zone, and that we have the inner resources to go through what's happening, even if it feels ugly, even if it feels without color or bad. She's in a storm, and she is in a cosmic storm. So we see this idea of the storm here. And she is not ignoring the storm. She feels it. We can see it in her face, in the way her face, she feels the fear. She does not ignore it. She does not go into ecstatic trances in order to ignore the pain or the reality. She faces what's happening, and she recognizes the true needs and the difference between that and the desires. And this also happens because you do not trust yourself enough to make the right choice. And you think that by holding up those visions, that the right choice will appear or will just materialize without you actually choosing it. But you do have the resources to make the right choice even if you are in a storm. Now think about the initial vision. If that person would stop and understand that the storm is provoking a headache, then the person will take the appropriate measures to deal with that. And this will help. But by staying in that state, that person will let the pain just amplify until they will not be able to dismiss it anymore. They will need to take care of it and deal with it. But by that time, the pain will be so great, will be so big. It will overwhelm. And it will bring about the idea that you do not have the resources to deal with life. So some of you may hide from life itself as it is. And by improving your decision making, you will make this transition into trusting that you have the resources to deal with life, and that you will be provided with the needed resources to deal with whatever is happening in your life. And there is no need to just go into these visions. And you can start opening your eyes and look around you instead of looking into the future. And this is a really big transition, which will open up the possibility to bring a beneficial change in your life, and also create your desires and your visions. Now let's answer the other three questions. And we have, how can we apply this in what areas of life we can start applying this, and what we will heal by applying this. And we have time in starting how to apply this. So this is telling me that in order to implement this, like I have already said about the future here, you need to understand time. And understanding time means to understand the future, the present, and the past. And to stay into the present, where time is. And to give yourself the right amount of time to deal with things. And to react or respond in the right time. Because the person from the vision was not responding to what was happening, was letting things amplify in order to respond. So by responding in the right time, by understanding the right moment, by getting back to the present, to the here and now, you will actually have a better connection to time itself. You will actually understand how to apply your future visions and how to look into the future in a different way. You will have a new relationship with time, and this will help you understand when to respond at the correct time. And by this you will take other type of decisions, and you will also have other options. There will be other options available if you respond in time. Now let's see the areas, and we have confrontation, opposition, and Taurus with cultivate. And we see we need to apply this message, to start applying the message to your life, to your home, to how you deal with your family and with the space of your home and society, and to cultivate the connection with the earth, to cultivate the connection with reality, because Taurus is fixed in reality, and it has this stubbornness to think of the little things and to put into practice the little things step by step, and it is really proficient at doing this and determined. So by applying this to your life, to the tiny things, to your home, you will start connecting with life, because this is what is inviting you. You will start connecting with the earth, with what's real here and now. And then apply to confrontation. Because when we are in that headspace, when everything is fine and beautiful, we tend to get out of the confrontation, to avoid it. And it's a confrontation with life, with home, with what's happening here and now. And by applying this, you will start to confront what is happening around you. You will start to see also the oppositions in a different way. You will open up also to other people's views. You will be able to receive more ideas. You will be able to see the places where you have work to do. So this is how you will improve, by connecting more to your life, by bringing more awareness to the here and now, to what you're doing in your everyday life. And by confronting, face on, directly, just like a bull would, life, by taking on life, by accepting everything that's happening. And we have the last card, and what you will heal. And we have all is good. So you will heal this perception. You will realize that you actually do not need it. That manifestation, that life, it's bigger than this vision. That this is a limiting vision. That this is something that is hiding opportunity for you. That is hiding a way to make beneficial decisions in your life. And that is keeping you in a box where everything is beautiful, but it's not that real. So you will gain a lot by healing this perception, this idea about life. So these are all of the messages I have for you. May you find the stability and the groundness of your visions, and trust your resources, and trust life enough to see it as it is. Now, if you like this video, I invite you to click the like button, to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and to push the notifications bell. And I hope I see you next time. Bye! If you choose the pile 4 and these garden stones, then this will be your reading. Now let's see how can you improve on your decision making. And we have the Empress, along with your story and Autumn. Now let's see what we can get from the energy of the pile. So I see a notebook, an agenda, and the person sitting at the table just like I am right now with this agenda here in front, and the person is opening and closing the agenda, leaving some pages in the middle upwards all of the time, like doing this and this. I cannot do it with cards, but I'm trying to make you see, doing this type of movement. And if I look closer, this agenda is actually a yearly agenda. So it has all of the dates of the year in it. And this person is looking for something to do, to take decisions for the year ahead. But there's nothing in the agenda. It's empty. There's nothing written. And they're looking, but they cannot decide if they should actually do something, if they should actually do something for themselves. This is the actual issue here. If they should do something for themselves, put it in the calendar, in this agenda, schedule it or not, because they are looking at the year ahead. They are sensing that maybe that they cannot make decisions for themselves. They kind of feel guilty of making decisions for themselves, like taking a vacation or doing something, whatever it is that they like, and actually scheduling time for it. And they are caught in this conundrum. Should I do this for myself? Because they are afraid of what's coming, or not so afraid, but mostly there is a lot of uncertainty. So should I do this or should I not? I'm not sure about what's going to happen. So I do not want to decide. So this state is keeping this person in a way away from themselves, from what they can do in the next year for themselves. And they are putting themselves off, like to the side. I'm not gonna do things for myself because they may not actually happen. So I should not even think about it. And this is limiting. This is really limiting, and it is putting ourselves on hold, putting our creations on hold, not even daring to create something for ourselves. And this is a helpless state, although it may not feel so. It may feel fine, it may feel neutral for some of you. It may feel like just another day, because in some of you this has been going on for a long time, not in the intensity, maybe not in the same way as I have described, but in a similar way with different intensities in time, and it's not so conscious. So you are putting yourself to the side and not taking action and deciding for what you actually want to create. Now let's also hear the Empress. There are so many beautiful things to do, but I am here and I feel complete with the things that I have done. What can I do more? It's beautiful what I have created. I do not know what to create more. I do not know how to bring new things to my life. And I'm starting to get bored of the things that I have, but I'm finding myself like in a creative stop. I cannot imagine anything more, and it's starting to bother me. It's starting to make me feel like I have no decision left, like I can't make any other creation. And I don't know how to put this into words. And I'm also pretty busy, so from this and the visions that we had before, we can see this idea of not taking care of oneself, but also some of you feel that you are and that you cannot create anything anymore. It is a creative stop, like everything has frozen. And this brings me back to the vision, because that person was frozen too, but in another paradigm. So here we have a pile where you are actually a bit frozen to create something else. And you are putting yourself to the side because of this. You are not taking yourself into consideration as much as you could in your creations, in the things that you choose for your life. And in order to improve the decision making, you need to start including yourself more, to take care of your needs. And some of you don't even realize that you have needs, that you still have other type of needs. I feel a limitation in what you think you are here. And that limitation is the stop in the creative process, in the choice process. And of course, there are tensions in what to choose and what to choose, and what to do next. But this is actually a moment for you in which you realize what you've created so far, and you start to see yourself in a new light, because you are not creating things or choosing things anymore, because you cannot see yourself as something else. So it's not actually life or the options available. It's about you here. It's about how you see yourself. You need to see yourself with a new light. You need to discover more of yourself in order to have more options to choose, more things to create. And because you have explored many things, but it's not enough even for you. You can feel that. You can feel you want something different. So even if you are abundant, even if you have experienced so many things and pleasures in life, there are still other things to choose. You just need to change the level you are seeing, the angle of sight, and the paradigm, yourself and your identity, to increase and amplify and expand who you are. This is how you will find new areas to express. And some of you have expressed so far a lot. You have been occupied with the exterior. So now this is telling you, in order to improve your decision making and also have new choices and new options, you need to research inside of you. You need to get back from the outside and change direction and explore inside. Because here you are bored with the outside. And this is telling you that you need to go explore inside. Because there are so many beautiful things there. And by exploring inside, new things will start to pop up, and new experiences will start to be available, and new choices as well. And another aspect here is to take care of yourselves, to really make those beneficial choices that will bring you health, that will bring you wealth, that will make you feel okay with yourself, that will make you respect yourself. You need to apply wisdom here, but with a gentle touch. Some of you have acquired a lot of wisdom from the experience that you have had in your life, and now it's time to apply it. But apply it to yourself. Apply it to how to explore the inner world right now. Because this will expand your perspective and also will bring a lot more wisdom into your choices, into your decision making. You will learn here by doing this change how to be responsible for the little things, or for the life that you have inside and outside. How to take care of your body, how to take care of your life, but in another paradigm, by going within, by finding new ways to explore life and what you have. And by doing this, you will start to love again what you have. You will start to understand the things in your life, the people, in another way, and they will become more precious to you. They will start to make sense in a new way. And this is how you will start to create a new story for yourself. Because you know the story of who you were. And now you will find out the story of what you can become, of who you can become. Instead of creating based on choices that you take in your exterior, you will start to create your story from the inside. And you will start to have so much pleasure in life because you are doing it. You are recreating your story. And this means you will start to make choices that are actually different. You will pay this cost of change, of changes of direction, because this is what you need to get out of this state of being stuck in your creative process and of not caring for what you can put in your schedule for the next year. By doing this, you will start feeling what you will put in the schedule for next year. You will start doing new things. You will start exploring life in a new way. And we have the card of autumn. And this is similar to the Empress and is talking about our results and how we appreciate what we create and the effects, the results that we get. And by doing this change, you will start increasing the pleasure of your results. You will start celebrating yourself. You will start to feel joy again, and this creative process will start again. This is a message that also reminds me of simplicity, of being simple with ourselves and our life, of enjoying things, of writing our story with the choices that we make in a new way. So it's time for you to rewrite your story, also to rewrite the past decisions and to get the wisdom out of them, to get all of the wisdom from the past and rewrite. This means to understand what has happened in the past in a new light, and you will understand this by doing the inner process. You will start rewriting everything from your past and getting the wisdom out of there. Let's bring the other two cards, and we have intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence, and an important end and a new beginning. So I was talking about that the need of doing a really big change, of letting go of how you thought about yourself and how you made decisions, and to bring this new beginning. And we have time here, because this happens in time, and by cultivating and releasing things, and by bringing the fruits of your labor to the surface, so they are obvious. You're not gonna do this ending with sorrow in your eyes. This is going to be beautiful. You're going to celebrate everything that you are, everything that you were, and you're gonna start a new beginning for you. And this new beginning means that you will start to write your own story. That means to make decisions that include yourself, that bring a lot more responsibility but also freedom, and that you will include yourself in everything that you do from now on. You will not forget about what you need and what you pleasure and what you are attracted to. You will make happen things in your life a lot more than before. And we see here that you need to take care of the distorted views and the intoxication with everything that's happening. And I have talked about the stop, this block in creative endeavors and this stagnation in creation. And the intoxication with the distorted view, looking at life and not seeing the beauty in it, looking at life and not including yourself in it. And this is a distorted view because you're like seeing with a single eye, with the eye of the exterior or the other people, with the eye of the other stories in your life. But right now you need to bring the two together and not to be intoxicated with what you see, with life itself, with the idea of a blank slate, of a calendar in which there is nothing. And to understand that you're not overindulging yourself if you think about yourself, if you include yourself. You are part of creation, and you have not taken that place in a conscious way yet. And it is time. It is time for you to take that conscious place of being a part of creation and also of being a creator, of understanding what you desire to create and of taking the necessary actions, of including yourself, because it is from yourself that you create. And without yourself, creation, your life, takes a pretty bad face, like a scary face, a sad face that doesn't dare to take care or look into the future. This was an actually simple message, because you do not need to do so much. And this is really, it seems like a small change, but it will bring a lot of benefits in your decision making. It will bring new choices. It will bring a whole new life. So this small change, it's actually a big change, because it will bring a lot of effects and big effects into your life and fruits. It's going to be a fruitful change and a really beautiful change, and I feel that it's going to be actually not that hard to make this change. You just need to change your inner direction. And to accept this this change. I have said change so many times because it is an inner expression of yourself that will take root in life itself. And you will have so many things, because you will be like a friend of life. You will start creating with life. And this is because because of this, you will feel no longer alone or stagnating. You will no longer have so much fear of doing something for yourself. You will bring yourself into a new light, and you will begin to be abundant, just like life is. Now let's see what happens with the other three questions. So we have how to apply this, in which areas of life we can start to apply this, and what we will heal by applying this. And we have listen. So in order to apply this, you need to first listen. And this means listen to yourself in a really profound way. Listen to the cycles of life. Listen to life itself. Just stay there and listen. And this is how you will make this direction change from the outside to the inner world. Just by listening more to anything, to life itself, to what's going on, but from a detached expression, from a detached position. You will find yourself in a totally new world, and this will be extremely exciting. So the act of listening is what will get you to a better decision making, and will actually change your decision making in a great way. Now let's see the areas of life. And we have climate, transit, and symbiosis. And we have autumn here. Again, something about weather and climate. Because you are changing the climate, and you will apply this to your inner and outer climate. We see this person here coiling up inside, looking inside to the center, and symbiosis, because by doing this, you will apply this also to your relationship with the world, with the other people, and you will find a new symbiosis with life itself. So you will start applying this to this connection with the outside and inside. To the climate, that means to your inner moods, to how you feel, and how it feels to be in this life, in this world. And also to the connection with other people, and how you see them in your life. I remember I said here that your connections, the people in your life, you will understand them in a different way, and you will connect in a different way with them. And by doing this, you will heal your relationship with the past, with the present, and the future, with time itself, with the weather, with climate, with change. This is why I have said change so many times, because time brings change. This is how we evolve, and you will understand the cycles of exterior evolution and interior evolution. You will understand and have such let's say a stronger connection with time itself and with the cycles of life. And you will accept what happened in the future, what is now in the present. What happened in the future, I said. What happened in the past, what is now in the present, and what is possible. You will see new possibilities for the future, and you will also rewrite the story of your past. And this will be like recreating yourself, because you will affect your past, your present, and your future. And this is an amazing change. This is also going to another level of living in harmony with yourself, in another level of being. Learning how to live life to the fullest, with joy, with pleasure, with love. Applying your wisdom and helping other people make this type of beneficial choices. Increasing your maturity and helping yourself, guiding yourself into the beneficial decisions in your life. Being your own parent and also parenting other people and helping them with gentleness to make better decisions in your life. So you will also improve your decision making after doing all of this process by helping others, and you will inspire others as well. Now these are all my messages for you. May you find this inner joy to make the shift, to make this change, to recreate and rewrite your story, and to connect with time in a profound way by listening to the waves, to the frequencies, and by engaging with life in a new way. If you liked this reading, please click the like button, the subscribe button if you haven't already, the notifications bell, and I hope I see you next time in a new reading or another type of video. Bye!